Today, X marks the spot, and the treasure is to be found within the pages that unfold over the next 29 minutes. From Jamaica House to Clarendon and into 90 organizations across the island, we're seeing government at work, school environs made safe for traveling students, and young people getting a taste of tourism excellence. I am Theodore Henry. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine.
So many wish they could visit our shores. We live where they vacation. Brand Jamaica beckons all from the four corners of the earth.
Well, as a Jamaican, I have great pride in selling it. Your pride that you sell Jamaica with is something that it rolls off. Jamaica has so much to offer, and every time I have the privilege of bringing an executive down to Jamaica, an executive from an airline or a tour operator or a travel agency, and you take them across the country, the pride that they said, wow, I can't imagine, especially when it's their first time. Wow, I love this.
Build it. Cherish it. Our wealth is Brand Jamaica.
Good day again, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, August 20. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security will be dispersing $569 million to children registered on the Program of Advancement through Health and Education PATH for the new school term. This is part of the ministry's Back to School Grant program. It will provide 162,654 primary and secondary school students with $3,500 each.
We understand that if we want a better Jamaica, a better future for Jamaica, we must invest in our children. And that is why this is so important. We are making an investment in the children of Jamaica.
The minister was speaking on Friday at the handover of checks to some of the beneficiaries. 10 business process outsourcing BPO member companies are to benefit from a $480,000 project aimed at strengthening and enabling small operations to move up the value chain. The Jamaica Global Services Sector, GSS, Moving Firms Up the Value Chain project was launched recently and will last for 18 months. President of the Business Process Industry Association of Jamaica, Gloria Henry, says the criteria to identify beneficiary firms should be developed by October, with the project to start by year end.
We are going to prepare them for readiness to exploit opportunities within the digital economy, to participate in trade fairs and outsourcing events, and thus to secure business, higher value-added businesses, of course.
Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Pernell Charles Jr., has endorsed the project. He says it is a critical investment that will grow the BPO industry and create more high-level jobs for young people.
What we see arising from this is improvement in productivity, a change of attitude, a difference in the understanding of our young people especially, who are getting an opportunity to really participate and to learn at a level which has to meet an international standard.
The project is a joint venture between the Compete Caribbean Partnership Facility, CCPF, and the Business Process Industry Association of Jamaica. CCPF is a co-financing facility established by the IDB, United Kingdom Department for International Development, Government of Canada, and the Caribbean Development Bank. It is providing $400,000 for the undertaking, with the remaining $80,000 to come from the BPIAJ. Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, says private sector partnership in crime prevention and crime-fighting measures is vital to their success. He urged private sector members to get involved while addressing the quarterly luncheon of the Jamaica All-Island Chambers of Commerce in Clarendon recently.
There are several ways that you can do this. You can support the work of the Community Safety and Security branch of the police by participating more actively in community-based crime prevention activities, such as public education, sensitization program, and public order, because that creates a better atmosphere in the community.
Dr. Chang says the business community can play a much bigger role in crime prevention measures, especially when the enhanced security measures come to an end. Meanwhile, as part of a targeted drive to get citizens to become public safety ambassadors, the Ministry of National Security will be launching its Live Good initiative in September. Under the program, citizens will partner with the police in maintaining public order. Portfolio Minister Dr. Horace Chang says there will be a special focus on getting on board micro and small business enterprises, such as those involved in vending and the transportation sectors.
Nothing wrong in training students to walk to cross the street where you have pedestrian crossing. Nothing wrong in working with the parish council to find place for people to do vending, the small business, but they can't block the roadside and block where people should walk. We have to get the taxi men, and if necessary, we get the traffic laws and equip the police to, when they breach the traffic code, we're going to have to charge them. But if we educate them and engage them as business people to operate with discipline, we can reduce the public disorder.
Minister Chang was speaking at the Jamaica All-Island Chambers of Commerce's recent quarterly luncheon in Clarendon. Permanent markers have been installed along 42 of the estimated 250-kilometer boundary spanning the area to be protected as the cockpit country. Senior surveyor at the Forestry Department, Denvan Codner, gave the update during Thursday's ground truthing and marker installation exercise at Freedom District near Craighead in Manchester.
We have done 83 of the 250 kilometers of boundary so far. Across 3 parishes, Trelawney, St. Ann, Manchester. We started the ground truthing exercise in Jacksontown, came all the way up to Ulster Spring, back to Norway, then down to Craighead.
Work will continue through St. Elizabeth and St. James in the coming months. In 2017, Prime Minister Andrew Holness adopted 74,726 hectares of land to be designated as the cockpit country. Work is now ongoing to determine whether or not the area is to be extended. Ground truthing and installation of permanent markers are being undertaken by the Forestry Department through a 4-year €16.5 million commitment from the European Union. That exercise began in 2018 and is expected to be completed by 2020. And finally, national hero Marcus Mosiah Garvey is being remembered as a fearless individual who challenged the world powers despite the possibility of receiving harsh punishment. The praise came on Saturday at a floral tribute at the National Heroes Park to mark the 132nd anniversary of Garvey's birth. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Pernell Charles Jr., says Marcus Garvey stridently continued his message of repatriation and unity among the black diaspora, heralding a day when the Negro race would be free to participate in the global economy as an equal player.
Perhaps his greatest tenet was his ability to see beyond the moment. He was a visionary in his thinking, and he was never afraid to defy the global systems that separated and categorized human beings of different backgrounds as less than equal inhabitants in the world space.
Minister Charles was representing the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching. We make our weekly stop at Jamaica House to see the latest movements and developments from the Prime Minister and his team. That's next.
Prime Minister pledges to rebuild Jamaica National Children's Home, issues warning to school administrators over fees, and holds meeting to discuss Port Royal development. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Anthony Morgan.
The government will be responding very quickly to have the facilities rebuilt. But the truth is that it gives us an opportunity to take a second look at the facility Maybe we need larger facilities, maybe we need facilities that are built differently. So it is the one opportunity to do that.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness, as he visited wards of the state who were displaced by a fire at the Jamaica National Children's Home in Pepin, St. Andrew. On August 9, fire destroyed the dormitory area of the building, causing over $150 million worth of damage. No one was hurt in the blaze. Last week, the Prime Minister called on school administrators to stop the practice of charging obligatory fees, which deny students access to schools. He said there was a growing culture within primary schools to charge high fees which parents could not afford.
They're not calling them tuition fees, but whether it is ancillary or auxiliary or registration, whatever fee it is, I'm putting the primary schools on notice.
The Prime Minister also urged administrators at secondary schools to not allow fees to become a deterrent to students' education.
I'm not saying that the parents must not contribute, but sometimes we miss the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is to make sure that no child, regardless of the income status of their household, is in any way deprived of education.
The Prime Minister was speaking Wednesday at a primary exit profile PEP Awards function at Jamaica House. 15 children of staff members of the Office of the Prime Minister and the Office of the Cabinet who were successful at PEP were rewarded with vouchers for back to school. Fast-tracking the development of Port Royal was the topic of discussion Wednesday as the Prime Minister met with agency heads involved with the project. Mr. Holness was briefed on progress being made by the Urban Development Corporation and the Port Authority of Jamaica. He was joined by Ministers Edmund Bartlett and Pernell Charles Jr., Mayor of Kingston Delroy Williams, as well as representatives from the Jamaica National Heritage Trust and the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Pernell Charles Jr., was also on the road this past week. On Wednesday, he endorsed a $480,000 US project aimed at strengthening the local outsourcing industry by enabling small operations to move up the value chain. Minister Charles used the opportunity to reiterate government's commitment to the sector.
We see this sector as more than just additional employment. What we see arising from this is improvement in productivity, a change of attitude, a difference in the understanding of our young people especially, who are getting an opportunity to really participate and to learn at a level which has to meet an international standard.
The Jamaica Global Services Sector Moving Firms Up the Value Chain project is supported by Compete Caribbean Partnership Facilities CCPE and the Business Process Industry Association of Jamaica BPIAJ. The BPIAJ will be providing $80,000 while the rest will be offset by the CCPE, which comprises the Inter-American Development Bank, the United Kingdom, Canada, and the Caribbean Development Bank. And while at a recent groundbreaking ceremony, Minister Charles urged young professionals to tap into the housing market.
I know how it feels to have significant challenges when you look on the possibility of not being able to handle the transfer tax, having money to put on the deposit, but you can't handle the closing. This government has not only spoken about development, but has created the environment where we are making it possible for young professionals and investors to really acquire safe, affordable, legal housing in our country.
Minister Charles was speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the $8 billion Rhine Park housing development in St. James, which offers 754 units. The project will be done in 6 phases, offering 1- and 2-bedroom apartments, single-family homes, as well as 2- and 3-bedroom townhouses. And that's how we close out Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us again next time for more news stories coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.
646 high school and tertiary students were given the opportunity to intern in tourism and non-tourism fields this summer. The annual program is engineered by the Tourism Enhancement Fund to prepare young people for taking on the jobs that will directly or indirectly service one of Jamaica's major economic drivers. The successful interns were celebrated and awarded at a recent function. Let's see what unfolded, and who knows what may be in store for you next year.
This year we celebrate 12 years of internship, and it remains a testimony of what leadership, vision, and commitment can achieve. Our vision is pretty simple. It is to empower young people, to nurture them into tomorrow's leaders, to inspire them, and to enhance Jamaica's workforce. We placed 646 interns in jobs this year through 90 organizations island-wide. 283 of those interns were from tertiary level students, and 363 was from the secondary level. Our partners comprise government agencies, financial institutions, medical institutions, schools and churches, and other institutions, including our tourism partners.
We deliberately didn't place you at hotels, many of you, so you understand how broad, how extensive, how inclusive tourism is, how deep and wide the value chain of tourism is, and how when you train in all these other disciplines, you are really preparing yourself to give service. And so the focus of the internship program is about customer service and service excellence.
This year was a new year for us because we imparted a new part of our program, and as such we had 13 orientations island-wide where we sought to train our interns in detailed customer service and also etiquette on the job.
So you can move with that anywhere in the world you go.
It really helped. This year I noticed I didn't have much to do in terms of grooming and so on and so forth, because they came, and I think it's because of the 2 days workshop, they were ready. I am proud to say also that from the internship program, we have employed 2 persons, one in the administrative area and one in the clinical area.
And what has happened is that you have been made to have a very practical and hands-on appreciation of the moving parts, the many moving parts that must come together seamlessly to create the tourism experience that we sell to the world. And so therefore, when we do these summer internship programs, is to expose you to these areas that are not in the hotel where traditionally you see tourism.
At the end of the program, our interns were evaluated. And as a result of the evaluation, we have our lovely award ceremony today.
We've given you the appetizer in the TEF internship program. Now is your moment to indulge and taste this rich and sumptuous and delectable offering called tourism.
Don't let the heat beat you down. Extremely hot days can affect your health, causing heat stress and heat stroke. Protect yourself. Seek sheltering from the sun and limit outdoor activities to mornings and evenings. Wear light-colored, loose-fitting, breathable fabrics. Hydrate with cool water and avoid sweetened drinks and beverages that contain alcohol. Don't let the heat beat you down.
With school right around the corner, road safety is on our minds. Here are some staggering numbers for you. 249, that's the number of fatal road crashes. 274, that's the number of people dead from those crashes. 26 in the age group of 0 to 19 years old. Those are the official figures so far this year. Let's not add any more to those numbers. Obey the road rules, look out for pedestrians, and pay special attention to the children navigating our traffic environment. In the meantime, check out a program that began last year to minimize the hazards near schools.
Countless children continue to suffer from injuries that are directly related to traffic crashes within 100 meters of school zones over the past decade.
But steps are being taken right here in Jamaica to change that.
Yes, sir. At the Azar Primary School we go. And using the pedestrian crossing is what we know. It's no show. Walking in a row is a good flow. But using the cell phone on the road is a big no-no. Using the sidewalk is a great start. It will prevent shattered body parts.
Hazard Primary School is the first of 18 schools selected under the X Marks the Spot School Crosswalk campaign. And this is a collaboration with UNICEF Jamaica and FIA Foundation. And we selected Hazard Primary through our Child Road Safety Assessment research and report, which was recently published. And we've identified the vulnerabilities where children who are journeying to and from school face several challenges getting to school.
To reduce the vulnerabilities and the challenges faced by the over 600 students at this Clarendon-based school, a number of infrastructural upgrades were carried out.
The Hazard Primary School was selected for this infrastructural upgrade, which includes a pedestrian crossing, bus lay-by, and the sidewalks to ensure the safety of the children attending this school.
As it is now, they're already practicing, learning to use the walkways and the crossing, and the wardens are there to sort of help them cross the street. And I mean, overall, it's going to ensure that the children are a little bit safer.
When the cars are bringing the students to school, they normally come over on the sidewalk where we are supposed to walk. So now we have the sidewalk that we can walk on, that they cannot come over on the sidewalk and kind of hurt us or anything.
And that's not all. The school will get a facelift with beautiful artistic designs done by student volunteers from the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts.
We approached Edna Manley because we wanted to bring a little excitement to the project, so we thought art is a good way to spread messages. It translates well on social media because it gives us good visuals. We didn't want to take stock images, we wanted young people's ideas, and so we approached the school and they said sure they would be interested, and so they came up with these designs. These are their designs and the designs that will go on the sidewalk leading to the crosswalk. So they were interested, they came up with their designs and they're here painting away, and they will be working with us on all of the schools as we go forward.
We will be carrying out this work in 15 other schools on a phase 2 of X Marks the Spot.
The projects cost approximately $1 million and was made possible by a number of sponsors.
I just want to say thanks to Jane Foundation and UNICEF for their effort and the support, and seeing the importance of having this crossing section at the school gate that I know will benefit the students tremendously.
When parents are assured that their children will get to school safely, they will be more contented, and the children themselves will be happier knowing that they'll be safe.
traffic lights till somebody get hurt and the tears start cry. Save a life for the kids, for you and I. Save kids' lives. Make the road safe, whether day or night, for pedestrians, passengers, cars and bikes. Save a life for the kids, for you and I. Save kids' lives.
Hey man, it's our job to keep the road them safe. And protect care of the youth them so we know them safe. And obey the road code, don't race. No bother with the speeding, cause make face. And check your light them on your tires and brakes. Riders on the pillions who left the helmet. I put on the cell phone, no send no text. No matter what color they on your plate.
When you're on the road, take your time. When you're on the road, bear this in mind. When you're on the road, you can save a life. When you're on the road, when you're on the road, I beg you please be safe. Wear your seatbelt for keep you safe, and make sure your helmet's in place when you're on the road.
Hey, follow me. Well, everybody drive good and walk good. Then teach the youth them how to cross good. I beg you obey the road signs, park good. And put the young ones in a car seats, all good. And everybody drive good and walk good. And we say young and old, I beg you cross good. Remember the dark clothes at night, that is not good. From you I use up the sidewalk, it's all good.
When you're on the road, take your time. When you're on the road, bear this in mind. When you're on the road, you can save a life. When you're on the road, when you're on the road, I beg you please be safe. Wear your seatbelt to keep you safe, and make sure your helmet's in place when you're on the road. When you're on the road, when you're on the road.
This is the end of this particular journey, but Jamaica Magazine is a story with no ending. So prepare to pick up the tale tomorrow with more interesting chapters. If you're like me and like to re-engage with what has come before, past publications are on our website and YouTube channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts on our offerings or the topics you'd like us to cover, so take note of the email and social media info that's on screen right now. Until next time, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for your company, and do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.